I'm Laura Vitale, and on this episode of Laura in the Kitchen, I want to show you how I like to make my shrimp cakes. Now, these are a great alternative to crab cakes. They're a lot more affordable because crab is way more expensive than shrimp. And if you are anything like me, then you always have a bag of really good shrimp in your freezer that you can thaw out at any second to make a really quick dinner. And these are great for dinner, an appetizer. You can make them smaller. They're just fantastic, and I think you're going to really love them. Let me run you through the list of ingredients because it's not very big, but they're all the right ones. Oven preheated for something else. What I've got here are some fresh shrimp, peeled and deveined, really important. Now what I have here is some diced scallions, green bell pepper, I know, but I'll discuss it in a minute. I've got garlic, parsley, lemon, whisked egg. What I have in this little bowl is a little bit of cornstarch and some fine ground almonds. And I also have a little bit of extra virgin olive oil, some Old Bay seasoning, and you're gonna need some salt and some mayo, just a little bit of mayo. Now I'm using green bell peppers for this because I like the bite of pepper flavor, but I don't want any sweetness here. And I find that red bell pepper or yellow or even orange bell pepper lends a little too much sweetness, which you can totally use, but I do prefer green here. And you know, if I'm saying green is good, then you know it's gotta be good because I detest green bell peppers in a lot of other recipes because I just don't think it's got a lot of sweetness. But here, I don't want that sweetness. So let's get started. In my food processor, I'm gonna add my shrimp because I'm going to pulse these until they break down and they become almost a paste, almost. I still want some chunks in there, but I want it really thoroughly chopped really fine. This is exactly what I'm looking for. You can see there's still some chunks in there, so it is perfect. Now I'm gonna add all of the minced up chopped veggies. You can add some celery in here, which I do in my crab cakes, but I prefer not to in this particular recipe. So now I'm going to add my ground almonds and my cornstarch. Cornstarch is optional. I just think it helps with binding it together a little bit better. And ground almonds, I always like to buy an extra finely ground almond meal because it makes the biggest difference. And it's been an ingredient that I have discovered cooking with, I've started cooking with it a couple months ago and I've absolutely loved it. It works great here as a binder. You need some mayo. It's not as compact as breadcrumbs, but you can certainly use breadcrumbs. I'll use panko here and my egg if you didn't have it on hand. I just like it. It makes something, not as heavy and it's just delicious. So I'm going to add just a squeeze of lemon. Oh, let me take the little pit out. Just a squeeze of lemon. I added everything else in. And now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take my spatula and fold everything together. That looks great. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover this and I'm going to pop it into the fridge for about an hour and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. My mixture was in the fridge for about an hour, so I'm ready to rock and roll. So what I've got going on here is a large non-stick skillet with a little bit of light olive oil. I'm not going to deep frying these. I just want to shallow, it's not even a shallow fry because shallow fry will imply that there's going to be, quite a bit of oil. This is not. This is about 3 tablespoons of oil. So it's just a thin coating at the very bottom of the skillet. This is going to be enough to do all of that because I don't want them, like I said, to swim in fat because then they become too greasy. That is nice and hot. So here's what I do. Because I'm not going to coat them in anything because I don't want to, and I typically don't because I like to have it be straight meat, if you will. I kind of just take 2 spoons and I form little cakes like that. And then I cook them over about medium heat, a little higher than medium, kind of that sweet spot between medium and medium high. And I cook them for a few minutes on each side. Keep in mind, this is shrimp. This thing's gonna cook really fast because they're also really not that fat. They're not that thick. I do like a nice big fat cake here, whether it's crab or whatever. But these are going to be perfect. So I'm going to do about 4. And then what I'm going to serve them with is a little tarragon tartar sauce. And I'll show you the ingredients for that really quickly because I'm going to just chop it up and pull it together in no time. So what I've got going on here is mayo, Greek yogurt plain, Dijon mustard, salt, pepper, lemon juice, chopped up gherkins, and I've got parsley and tarragon. And I'm going to just chop this up, add them all in here, give it all a really good stir, and then just keep making my cakes, and I'll show you what they look like when they're done. taking the last 3 out. I mean, look how perfect. They don't even need breading to keep them together. They're just absolutely fantastic. They smell just out of this world. You could serve these as is, or you can serve them with, with like a green salad, or I've got some roasted sweet potato that I'm going to serve these with, plus a little bit of mixed greens with a little bit of this sauce. It's just going to be perfect. I'm going to take probably should take one of the cooler ones. You know what, I'll do that so I don't burn myself. Look how gorgeous. And they, like I said, they stay together perfectly. I just need a little bit of this sauce right on top. Oh yeah, I don't even have a small fork with me, so I'm just going to use, you know what, I'd say an appropriate size fork, if I do say so myself, for me anyway. Big appetite, what can I say? Just absolute, I just want you to see, it's not compacted really heavily with breading because we didn't really use any breading, so it's really light. You can see the chunks of shrimp. I don't know what this is. It's like my Happy Dance. Light as a feather. Perfectly flavored with the Old Bay, with the peppers. I mean, just everything together makes for the perfect cake. And like I said, you can make them smaller. You can make the mixture the night before if you want to make these for a party. Serve them at room temperature. Delightful. Or, like I said, perfect for a dinner because it comes together no time at all. And it's really, really, I'm telling you, it's a showstopper. Even maybe better than crab cakes. I mean, why not? Absolutely delicious. Go to laurainthekitchen.com. Get the written recipe. Oh, I hope you enjoy spending time with me. I need to be alone. I'll see you next time.